This is News.PH, but it's not politics as usual. I'm Pia Ontiveros. What a show we have for you tonight. We're right in the middle of APEC week, but instead of a serious discussion of the issues, we wanted to go a bit light. So we're talking about APEC clothes, chocolates, and cars. In this first segment of the show, we have with us Christian Valdez. He's the owner of CMPV Confectionaires. Christian is supplying the handcrafted gourmet Filipino chocolates that were given to APEC delegates as a welcome gift. And welcome, Christian.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Okay, what do you have here?
So I have our turnaround service chocolate for all the delegates for APEC, which actually, let me just go ahead and open that here.
Okay.
Oops, the menu's alive. So we have a banana Q caramel, and we also have Barako coffee praline, and these were given to the delegates on earlier this week, and it was just given to them for like turn down service. So nice little surprise, especially after all the long travel that they did.
When they get to their hotel rooms.
Yes.
And so the flavors, what did you say?
Banana Q.
Banana
caramel.
Q. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So to make them curious about what is the banana Q, then they'll go
Yes.
looking, in Metro Manila streets. Okay. Banana Q and
maybe.
that'll be a security nightmare. Okay.
It probably would be.
Yeah.
And then we also have our Barako coffee, and we actually use the actual bean inside of the praline. So when you bite into it, you just kind of like get a crunch, and then you get the smoothness and the creaminess, and it's just wonderful.
Okay. But those are two flavors. There are two others, right?
Yes, we also have a gin pomelo flavor. And
Gin pomelo.
yes.
Okay, I can understand the pomelo. Gin, or what's that? Are you trying to...
Well, with gin pomelo, it's actually it was a really popular drink before. I wasn't here when it was really popular, but a lot of my friends would say, oh, you have to get the pomelo powder and mix it with gin and drink it. So it was kind of like a staple, especially amongst really young people, like in high school and college. So we wanted to make it into a praline, and we tried it, and it worked out very well, and people were happy.
And then the other one is?
And the other one, we also have our star anise and orange.
Why star anise and orange?
It's like adding a spice, like spicing up orange, so it gives it a little more character.
And these are all favorite Filipino flavors.
Yes.
Okay, and you give them, well, there's two in a box, so how's that? But each delegate will get 2 boxes, ganun ba yun?
Yes, on the first night, they received the banana Q and then the Barako. And then on the second night, we gave the gin pomelo, and we also gave the star anise and orange.
And why is the packaging like that? You were required to use the logo, or what?
Yes. When we had spoken with APEC regarding this, they wanted to do customized packaging. So they have the color band, which you can see right here, which represents different countries and everything, and then the APEC logo as well. So that was their standards, and it actually made a really colorful and lovely box.
Okay, and this was like 1 year in the making, right?
Yes, it was. It took a while, but they just wanted everything to be perfect. So it also gave us a lot of time to work out our production schedule, and also meet with our suppliers to make sure that everything went on and the goal was met.
So at the beginning, when you first made that presentation to the APEC committee, you already had these flavors in mind?
We didn't have these flavors in mind at first, so what we went ahead and did was just submitted a sample box of the various flavors we have, and then we also submitted options that we could do for APEC. Filipino
chocolate isn't that very well known around the world, so this is like a great opportunity, or was a great opportunity for people like you, suppliers like you. So I guess there's a bit of Filipino pride here also.
There's actually, I agree, there's a lot of Filipino pride here, because the aim of the company is to show people what the Philippines really is. It's not just the typical, like adobo or pancit. We want to show the Philippines for like all the ingredients that people haven't seen, that the Filipino would know by heart, but we would like to share that with the world. So it's a great opportunity.
Okay, tell us about the security aspects of the production process. Like everything was secret and...
Yes, we were unable to disclose anything prior to APEC, which is completely understandable, especially with the security protocol and everything. Especially where the chocolates were going to and to whom they're going to. So we just had to keep it very quiet and just abide by the rules, and that was pretty much it.
So how many boxes in all? 4,000, correct? Sorry, 2,000 boxes.
Yes, 2,000 boxes, so 4,000 pieces.
Anything else you want to share with us about how you made chocolates, and, the entire process, what it felt like also?
It was really nice to make these chocolates because we knew that we were sending a message to everyone, about the Philippines and our culture. So it was a breath of fresh air while making it. So time flew by while we were making it. It just went smoothly, very smoothly.
Okay. Thank you very much, Christian Valdez. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, so now we're going to be showing you how to make our Barako coffee praline. So what he's doing now is he's just removing the excess chocolate. You want that hit of coffee. You want to be like caffeinated. Go for Barako because like it's one of those really strong coffees. All right, and this right here is our finished product.
Joining us here in the studio is Maricar Parco, President of Asian Carmakers Corporation. Asian Carmakers is the official premium mobility partner of APEC 2015. Hi Maricar, thank you very much for being here.
Pleasure to be here.
Okay, Asian Carmakers, you import and distribute BMWs.
Yes, that's correct. We are the official importer of BMW cars and motorcycles in the Philippines.
And you got the special deal to provide all these BMWs for APEC.
That's correct. Yeah. We are providing the vehicles for the delegates and heads of state for at least 10 meetings, which started in May and will culminate this week.
So you already provided the cars for the meetings earlier.
That's right.
Of course, the next question is, what happened to those cars, the 100?
Yes, those cars are pre-sold, and we've delivered them to already happy customers. And this week, we expect again to use over another 100, and that will be delivered in the next coming weeks.
Right after.
Yes.
So sold na yung 100, the first batch.
Yes.
And I'm sure they went like, sorry to use the term, hotcakes or something.
Yes, we were very pleased with the result because it is very slightly used, and we offered, of course, the depreciation and at least a 20% off on the retail price. So a lot of our BMW enthusiasts signed up early on.
Early on, even before the cars were used.
Yes, because we required a reservation fee to make sure that we don't get stuck with all the vehicles at the end of the year. We've reserved, for the earlier meetings, we provided the BMW 5 Series. This week, however, we will also have the flagship model or top of the line, the BMW 7 Series for the APEC leaders.
The heads of state.
The heads of state as well.
And even if, like, for example, the representative, the Prime Minister of Russia, he's coming in place of Vladimir Putin, the representative of the Indonesian President, Joko Widodo, they will get to use those cars.
That's correct.
Yeah. Tell us the nice side stories. Did they ask for specific cars used by specific leaders? And
yes, a lot of our customers really have their eyes set on certain vehicles that are used by the heads of states.
Like which ones?
Like, of course, like Prime Minister of Canada, I think is very popular. And yeah,
as in, sa kanya yung pinakamarami?
And I really don't know kung sino pinakamarami, but we even had requests for Putin's car. So interesting facts like that. But Not all of those vehicles for the heads of states actually are going to be sold.
Oh, why?
Because these are special vehicles, they're security vehicles.
Okay.
So
Security
there's
vehicles
also very, very
ano yun,
limited.
bulletproof?
Yes.
So walang ano, like special special preparation for a certain car for this. Hindi nyo na alam yon.
No, because especially for the special vehicles, we turn over the vehicles to the PSG, and we're pretty much hands off. We then just provide support, technical support, when we will be on standby 24/7 the entire week.
Can you tell us what the process was like? You know, how you, what is this? There's an application process, a bidding, or what?
Yes, there was an invitation for the supply of the vehicles for the APEC summit, and this took place last year already, and we won that because only the ones for the heads of state, of course, the APEC National Organizing Committee had a big say on that, and then of course the ability to be able to provide the number of vehicles that they required, because it's really a huge number of vehicles.
Okay, final words, Maricar?
BMW is very pleased to be part of the APEC summit. While it's a German company and we're providing a German product, the support for this endeavor is all Filipino, and we're very happy.
Thank you very much for joining us, Maricar Parco of Asian Car Makers. Maraming
Thank you.
salamat. The very famous Paul Cabral designed the barongs for the APEC leaders who are here in Manila. Paul, thank you very much for welcoming us here.
Thank you very much.
And for granting us this interview in spite of all the security considerations. I'm sure that's one big factor, no?
Yeah,
the security.
of course. We're not allowed to speak about it or talk about it to other people.
Okay, and you
Yeah.
can't give away too much details,
Yes,
no?
of course.
Okay, but now you can tell us a little bit of the stories behind the scenes.
Yeah. Of course. And when we were notified by Malacanang that we're given the task to do the barongs, immediately we did some researches. We had to take into consideration the physical appearance of all the economic leaders. So on our own, we did researches already, like the height, the build. There were some guidelines, of course, that they specified, like it has to be like the traditional barong, no colored embroidery, the classic barong Tagalog.
Yeah, okay. And then the design for each leader's barong would also depend on something, you know, that had to do with their country.
Yes, that's what I thought of. Because I think the last barong Tagalog during the 96 were all the same. Then I realized I think we should do something different. Like for each country, what we did is we researched for their arts and culture, and then we based the embroidery or the inspiration based on what we have researched.
Okay.
And then among those, what we have researched, we tried to choose which one is the best that you can translate into embroidery.
Which
Because
one
not a lot of ideas can be translated into embroidery.
Yeah. Which one was your favorite?
Of
If you had
course.
a few favorites.
Yeah, of course, the Philippines. I used the Las Casas Filipinas de Acozar for the inspiration of the ancestral houses.
Oh, which explains the architecture.
Yes, we use the windows, the doors. And then I also like Brunei, the golden mosques. And then what else? China, bamboo.
Bamboo. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
For Chile, we use the national flower, which is kopihu, for the embroidery.
Yeah. Okay.
And then,
Yung pinaka-coordination mo with the various foreign governments, the leaders, was for their measurements.
yes, actually it's Malacanang kasi who provided us the measurements of the
okay.
economic leaders. Kaya lang it comes in trickles. Hindi naman sabay-sabay.
But there were no major foul-ups when it comes to, you know, the measurements, or you had to redo something, or...
We had to adjust kasi some of the measurements are medyo hindi kompleto. So, since we already researched on their parang heights and everything, so kami ni nag-proportion. While doing the pattern, I had to sit down with the cutter para malaman kung in proportion ba. Kasi some of the leaders are tall. Merong 6'2", merong 5'10", merong 5'6" lang.
You're also providing the inner shirt, right?
Yes.
It's
just
going
a
to be a
A short sleeve.
Short sleeve,
Yeah.
white t-shirt.
White t-shirt,
na
yes.
round
neck.
Round neck.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us? So there are some leaders who are not coming. So what happens to their barongs?
Oh, they're sending their representatives. So we have to make new ones
Yeah,
for those
okay.
representatives that they're sending.
That's a bit of a rush because like we just got word a few
Kinda.
days ago. So
Oo,
biglang
sobra. Pero okay lang, in-embrace ko na tong challenge na
Yeah,
to, yung
oo.
situation. I knew it would come to this.
Okay.
Alam
Pero
ko
iba
meron
yung-
mga
iba
ganong
yung
sitwasyon.
design doon para sa representative.
Oh yes, definitely. We would find something similar lang to what we we designed originally for the economic leader.
Yeah. You know, among the more, well, popular, famous leaders who are here in Manila for APEC, syempre nandun si Justin Trudeau, the
Yeah.
new young Prime Minister of Canada, the Mexican President. So people are very curious about them. So
Yes.
can we talk about the barongs for them, no? The Mexican President, the Canadian Prime Minister.
Yeah, actually, sa Canadian Prime Minister, sabi ko nga, hindi kinakailangan humanap ng inspiration.
Ayan.
He himself is the inspiration.
Okay. So his design
Yeah.
for his barong is what?
Actually, it's based on Canada's ancient architecture, yung mga castle.
Okay.
That's if you noticed here, this is actually his barong.
Okay.
And if you notice the architecture of this one, it's something similar.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. And then Mexico.
Yeah, for Mexico, we did something more modern. This is the inverted, the letter M designed, the letter M design.
You also made barongs for the ladies.
Yeah,
for the spouses. Yeah, for those who are coming.
Yes, I think there are 14 who have already confirmed their attendance. We just made a piña jacket barong that they can put over a black sheath dress.
Okay. You're not providing the black sheet dress
No.
anymore. Basta yung ano.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one was your favorite there among the ones you used for the spouses?
I think it's Japan.
Why?
Because of the embroidery, we used the Sakura Festival or the Hanami as an inspiration. So we had to use cherry blossoms embroidery all over the Barong Tagalog.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
nice. It came out really nice.
Can you tell us more about the entire process, the design process? It's a very creative thing.
Yeah.
So it's not like, you get the idea all at once. You go through
I had to
a
close the shop
process,
for
oh.
like a month.
Wow.
And then I had to sit down with like 6 people to do the brainstorming in terms of like which inspiration can be used for each country, because not all inspirations can be translated or translated into embroidery. So you really have to choose which ones yung alam mong magandang lalabas pag binurda.
Okay. How do you know if it will translate well into embroidery?
Through the
It's-
drawing,
the
because
drawing,
the
okay.
first thing is after you have conceptualized the design, you do a drawing on paper. After the drawing on paper, you try and check, you see, and then you transfer to the piña. After doing it on the piña, you have to have it embroidered. And then in the process of like, before giving it to the embroiderers, you have to tell them which ones should be like thick or manipis,
Yeah.
alin ba dito yung haspe or kalado.
What's haspe?
Haspe is a certain kind of embroidery. It's not here.
Okay.
Actually, it's...
It's there. We'll go there
Yes,
later.
okay.
Sige, so you'll show us later.
Yeah, there are
But-
different kinds kasi of embroidery. Some are thick, some are thin, some are haspe, some are kalado.
Okay. And then there are times now, as part of the creative process, sometimes you're not really happy with what you came
Yeah,
out with. So
yes.
let's step back. let's
That's
do
why we
this
started
again.
early. So,
okay.
but just in case meron mga hindi maganda lumabas, you have time to change it.
Yeah. Okay. You're going to show us there are 2 more barongs that are still here.
Yes.
The barongs of President Noy.
Noy, and the President of Colombia.
Colombia. Okay. Paul, we're going to take a look at the barongs of President Noy and the Colombian president.
Yes. The Barong of President Noy inspired by the ancestral houses in Las Casas, Filipinas de Acuzar. If you notice the detailing here and this portion, these were based on the top of the doors, and this one for the windows.
Yeah.
And of course the
yellow ribbon.
yellow ribbon.
Yeah. Interesting that this one, no, that's based on the top of the doors here.
Yes.
You didn't ginawa yung vertical, no?
Yes.
Because-
If you notice also the different kinds of embroidery, ito yung sinasabi ko kaninang haspe, and this
okay.
is the thick one. This is what you call the calado. There.
Okay.
This is called haspe.
And
Yes.
this is what you meant by you have to make sure that you can translate the design into embroidery very
Yes,
well, because there are some that you won't won't look good.
Not all inspirations can be translated into embroidery. So you have to choose from among the inspirations that we got from every culture and arts of every country. You really have to choose.
So there's a lot of restraint involved in design.
Kinda, pero
Kinda.
okay pa din.
Okay, and this is not just plain pinya.
Yes, this is a combination of piña and silk. It's about 10% silk, para lang mas matibay siya.
Yeah.
Kasi napansin ko, pag pure piña, mabilis mapunit, mabilis masira.
So that's President Noy's barong.
Yes.
This is for the Colombian president.
Yes, this is based on the pasta varnish, which is a very old native craftsmanship characteristic of San Juan de Pasto in southern Colombia. This is the inspiration. This is the inspiration for this embroidery.
Yeah. And interesting, there is a white T-shirt inside, like you said
Yes.
earlier.
Yeah.
You needed to provide the white T-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's an envelope hanging inside. Can you share with us what that is?
These are the measurements of the economic leaders, so they would know more or less what the barong was based on, depending on the measurements that they sent us. So they have an idea, oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. And these are the barongs that they'll use for the family photograph.
Yes.
That will probably be a moment of great pride for you, no? When they're all lined up and then they're all wearing your barongs.
Yes. Kasi yun yung pinaka parang famous yung family photo nila wherein everybody talaga literally linking arms.
Yeah, and then they're wearing your barong, so
Yes.
we're going to be seeing talaga, the world will see what
Yes,
they all
it's
look
not
like.
just for the Philippines to see, but the whole world to see.
Yeah.
Diba? This time, it's the whole world, which is your audience.
And that must be, well, the height of
Yes, no greater honor than
greater
this.
honor. Thank you.
It couldn't go any bigger than this.
Yeah,
For
really?
me, yeah, of
Malay mo,
course.
may iba pang event, di ba?
Malay mo. Hopefully in the future, you'll never know.
Yeah. Are there any other things you can share with us about this whole process, no? Creative, otherwise?
I just want to say thank you, and I'm really very privileged for this opportunity to be able to show to the world the Filipino fabric, which is piña, and of course the Filipino talent.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you to our guests, and thank you for watching News.PH. See you again next Wednesday. I'm Pia Ontiveros.